Good evening, you're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim announces that RON95 fuel will be priced lower at RM1.99 per litre starting September. Meanwhile, Sarawa Premier Datuk Peninggi Dan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said Bintulu will get its own autonomous rail transit system. And in world news, the US Olympic and Paralympic Committee bans trans women from participating in any Olympic sporting event. RON95 fuel will be priced lower at RM1.99 per litre starting this September. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said the initiative is exclusively for Malaysians who will only need to show their MyCard when making a purchase.
Kos pasaran penjualan minyak masih RM2.50. Ya, ingat ya, RM2.50. Kita jual RM2.05 dan sebelum akhir September saya akan pastikan pelaksanaan menurunkan harga minyak kepada RM1.99 seliter. Dan ini penurunan yang agak mendadak, yang tinggi, walaupun ia melibatkan kos kepada pemerintah dan kerajaan yang bertambah. Ia akan memberi manfaat kepada 18 juta pemandu kereta, penunggang motosikal, belia seawal usia 16 tahun dan juga pengusaha gig. Ya, warga asing, orang asing, kenderaan asing itu tetap menggunakan harga pasaran, ya, bukan harga subsidi.
According to Anwar, this targeted approach is in line with the government's pledge to optimize national resources for public benefit and reduce subsidy wastage. The Prime Minister said this in a live-stream special announcement earlier today. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim also announced a one-off RM100 cash aid for every Malaysian aged 18 and above. He said the aid will disburse via MyCard under the Sumbangan Asas Rahmah Sara program.
Maknanya bantuan ini mulai 31 Ogos berakhir 31 Disember 2025 melalui 4,100 kedai termasuk pasaraya di seluruh negara. He said the aid is in conjunction with National Day on August 31st and is an immediate measure to ease the rising costs of living and a token of appreciation for the people. According to him, the aid will be distributed on an individual basis and not by household. It will benefit 22 million citizens with an allocation of RM2 billion. Ini peruntukan tambahan daripada 13 bilion untuk SARA dan STR. Sekarang ini dah jadi 15 bilion ringgit untuk 2025 dan saya tekankan ini merupakan langkah pertama dalam sejarah bila bantuan itu disampaikan kepada semua.
Sarawa is set to expand its autonomous rail transit or ART system to Bintulu following the ongoing rollout in Kuching as part of efforts to enhance connectivity to key industrial hubs in Bintulu and Kidurong. Sarawa Premier Datuk Peninggi Dan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said the ART line will link Bintulu to Kidurong and extend all the way to Samalaju, home to Sarawak's renewable energy corridor.
Connecting Bintulu to Kidurong and straight to Samalaju. Meaning there will be 3 satellites from Bintulu to Kidurong and Kidurong to Samalaju we need a small satellite township in Samalaju. And we will provide ART under the 13 Malaysia Plan that will connect Bintulu, Kidurong to Samalaju.
Speaking at the opening ceremony of Imperial Hotel Bintulu today, Abang Johari said the state government will also continue enhancing water and electricity infrastructure in the area to spur economic growth and draw in more investors. Among those showing keen interest are Japan's Sumitomo, South Korea's Samsung, and several European investors.
Now we are constructing a 500 megawatt gas turbine cycle to provide power to people in Bintulu as well as for the investors. After this combined cycle, there will be another second plant, also 500 megawatt.
The iconic Jepak Bridge has officially been named after the late Sarawak Governor Allahyarham Tun Pehin Sri Abdul Taib Mahmud, shortened to Tun Taib Mahmud Bridge. The Premier Sarawak, Dato' Peninggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, said the late Governor's name was used as a testament to his contributions to the development of Bintulu.
Tun Taib telah banyak berjasa dengan menubuhkan rekoda, dengan membangunkan Semelaju, dengan membawa pelaburan dalam not rekoda termasuk Bintulu. Saya hanya nyambung kerja Allahyarham Tun Taib yang banyak berjasa. Andai katanya hidup, masih hidup, nya akan terpegun dengan jambatan yang kita bina pada malam ini. Mengenangkan jasa Tun Taib, kita telah membuat keputusan jambatan ini akan dinamakan Jambatan Tun Taib Mahmud.
Sarawak will build 2 gas power plants in Bintulu, each with a capacity of 500 megawatts, bringing the total energy supply in the area to 1,000 megawatts by 2035. Premier Dato' Peninggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said the move is not only to meet local energy needs, but also to support growing demand from investors, particularly in the industrial and green technology sectors thriving in Bintulu.
He added that the state's comprehensive development plan for Bintulu also includes the establishment of an international school to attract professional talents and foreign investors to live and settle in the area. Abang Johari explained that Bintulu's growth was initially driven by the discovery of natural gas and the establishment of the liquefied natural gas industry, which later spurred the development of a port and essential infrastructure such as hotels and accommodations to meet the needs of industry players. He noted that this investment-driven growth model has made Bintulu an emerging growth hub not only in Kidurong but also extending into Samalaju.
5 hotspots have been identified in various areas of Sarawa as a result of the ongoing hot and dry weather, which has led to haze. Director of the Sarawak Fire and Rescue Department Bomba, Jamri Masaran, confirmed that these hotspots were located in Kampong Selarat, Kuching, Kampong Lachau, Jingau, Sri Aman, Rumah Pilai, Sibu, Rumah Lusong Laku, Kapit, and Long Tuyut, Limbang. In response, he stated that the JBPM Sarawak will intensify the readiness of its team to manage any incidents of open burning caused by the prevailing hot weather conditions.
Nasihat saya kepada orang awam supaya elakkanlah daripada melakukan aktiviti pembakaran terbuka. Jangan membakar sampah, daun kering atau sisa pertanian tanpa kebenaran ataupun pemantauan. Elakkanlah pembakaran semak untuk tujuan pertanian, terutamanya dalam musim panas atau musim kemarau ini. Tindakan ini adalah sebenarnya salah jika di bawah Akta Kualiti Alam Sekeliling 1974 dan boleh dikenakan tindakan undang-undang. Dan keduanya, laporlah segera jika nampak asap atau kebakaran. Yang mana hubungilah kami JBPM di talian 999 dengan segera. Catat lokasi kebakaran dengan tepat. Okey, gunakanlah Google Map jika perlu, dan jangan sesekali cuba memadam kebakaran hutan sendirian tanpa latihan. Utamakan keselamatan diri.
In addition, he mentioned that fire teams at each zone and fire station have been instructed to conduct continuous and close monitoring in the identified areas. Jamri emphasized that even if some areas fall outside the jurisdiction of a particular station, monitoring will still be carried out by nearby stations as their staff remain on standby throughout the year, not just during the hot season.
On to world news. The U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, USOPC, has banned trans women from participating in any sporting event hosted by the Olympics. The USOPC published a 27-page document, an updated version of the athlete safety policy dated July 18, to ensure women have a fair and safe competition environment consistent with Executive Order 14201. The order was issued directly from U.S. President Donald Trump in February, titled Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports.
Under the order, educational institutions, which play a central role as the main pathway into professional sports, face the withdrawal of federal funding if they allow transgender athletes to compete on teams that do not match the sex they were assigned at birth. The executive order also tasked U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio with getting the International Olympic Committee to amend the standards governing Olympic sporting events to promote fairness, safety, and the best interests of female athletes using all appropriate and available measures. Los Angeles is set to host the next Summer Olympics in 2028.
The situation in Gaza has been described as extremely dire, with the collapse of the last lifelines keeping people alive. The UN reported that 8 depots and relief workers' residences were destroyed while people looking for food were shot, and those starving collapsed to the ground, too hungry and exhausted to continue on. In the past 24 hours, local authorities reported more than a dozen children and adults died from hunger.
Hospitals have received people with severe exhaustion caused by lack of food. It is already overwhelmed by those injured following continuous inhumane attack by Israel, with some facilities experiencing a shortage of IV fluids. Due to a lack of fuel, the Nasser Medical Complex and the oxygen unit supplying hospitals in southern Gaza are at risk of shutting down. The attacks fit a broader pattern of systematic destruction of health facilities, said the WHO, and in a statement, the agency condemned the attacks and demanded continuous protection of its staff and the immediate release of its staff who were detained. Meanwhile, more than 108 organizations warned on Wednesday that mass starvation was spreading in Gaza. About 1,000 Palestinians were killed when trying to gather food aid, reported UN. A statement with 111 signatories, including Doctors Without Borders, MSF, Save the Children, and Oxfam, warned that our colleagues and those we serve are wasting away. The groups called for an immediate negotiated ceasefire, the opening of all land crossings, and the free flow of aid through UN-led mechanisms.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawa.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawa. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.